Hey guys, I'm Keith Warren. Today is Thursday, May the 12th, 2016, and welcome to another episode of Homeless in Titusville. And today I'm being joined by a homeless veteran named Jerome. Jerome, what's your last name?
Newton, Jerome Newton.
Jerome Newton. And Jerome, I see you have a copy of your DD-214 here.
That is correct.
So tell me, how come you don't have a VA ID card?
Well, certain discharges that you get from the military, you are not allowed to get certain benefits, and one of those benefits is having a VA card. And because of my discharge, I'm not able to get certain benefits from the VA because of that.
So you don't have a dishonorable discharge.
No,
what you have is called a bad conduct discharge. I think what most people who've never been in the military don't realize how easy it is to get one of these discharges.
Well,
very easy.
It's very easy. You can you can spit over the rail, or litter in the sea or something of that nature, and it can be imposed upon you.
Right. Yeah. And I think some people are under the impression you've never served that you have to do something major to get one, and we both know better. So how many years did you do in the Navy?
6 years. I did 6 years.
And what kind of job did you do? What did they train you to do?
Well, I was Navy combat team, and then I went from that to, when I got injured, I went to being a bosun mate, chipping paint and painting and polishing brass, and any menial job that I could do on the boat is what I did.
Yeah, a bosun mate does primarily ship's maintenance.
Exactly.
So, how long have you been homeless?
About a year and a half now.
So since roughly about the beginning of 2014?
Yeah, but see, this has been an off and on process. I once had a home, and then I lost it. Then I had another. I went into a program, and I decided that the program didn't suit me well, and I wanted to be out on my own and do what I needed to do. And then I got sidetracked from that, and lost my job, and as a result of that, I became homeless again. So
before you were homeless, what kind of life did you have? Did you have a wife? Did you have children?
Yeah, I've got 4 wonderful kids. I have a son, Jerome Jr. He has a twin sister, Jennifer, and there's Jay, and then my youngest son is Ian. He's 16 years old, but he's from a different mother. So.
And how old are you, Jerome?
I am 54. Next month I'll be 55, June 2nd.
Wow. So you're a little bit older, and it's got to be a little bit tougher being homeless. What kind of places do you find to sleep? Like where do you generally lay your head at night?
Well, I usually go to the river. I usually go into abandoned houses, or some people that I've known, that I've come to know by being on the streets. Some of them have decent hearts, and they say, "Hey, Jerome, you come couch surf here for a day or two, take you a shower, watch a little TV, get caught up on the news, whatever." So
wash some clothes, get some better food.
Get some better food. Yeah. So it's a struggle, but there are decent people out there who are willing to help, and so you take it as it comes, bro.
So what are you doing to feed yourself? Do you get food stamps? Do you get any kind of public assistance?
Yeah. I get food stamps a whole whopping $33 a month.
All three. So I bet it helps you lose some weight.
Right, but I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain some. Yeah.
33. That's just barely $1 something a day in food.
Well, how about this? Not having the proper facilities to cook on and all of that stuff, $33 it goes, man. With the disposable edible food that you can eat is really high. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't.
Cans of ravioli, things that are instant, things that can be eaten out of a can.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, come on, man. Even such things as ravioli should be heated up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it should be done properly anyway.
Well, how else are you supplementing that money that you don't get from food stamps?
Well,
do you panhandle? Do you do
yeah,
odd jobs?
I do odd jobs because of being disabled, having certain injuries and certain psychiatric problems, which I don't think is a problem, but I've been diagnosed by the state of Florida with those problems.
And what kind of problems are we talking about?
We're talking about PTSD, acute anxiety, manic depression, and a mild form of schizophrenia.
Okay. And what else is going on with your health? What about your physical health?
Well, my physical health, I have degenerative bone deterioration in both hips. I have pins in my left hip. I have a weight-bearing stress fracture on my right knee, which my left hip has to be replaced and my right knee has to be replaced. So those are some of the things that I'm going through.
Where do you go for health care?
Well, I since I'm not allotted certain VA benefits, I have to go through Health First. I was going through Voc Rehab. The state of Florida has a program, vocational rehabilitation, and they will help you get jobs, help you with your health problems so that you can get back into the workforce, or you can just get your health back. I had 2 inguinal hernias just removed about 8 months ago. Dr. Zambos did them here in Florida. It was through vocational rehabilitation. So see where the VA, won't allow me, certain medical, the state of Florida picked up and helped me out.
So does your family know that you're homeless? Do your children know?
Well, they don't know that I'm homeless. They know that Dad is a survivor, okay? They know I'm a survivor. They know I'm going to do well because I've already raised them in a proper, nurturing, loving home. They've always had the best of everything that they could get. And, I just choose not to let them know that, hey, I'm homeless. I'm living from pillar to post. That's something I don't want to impose on them. I try not to impose it on others around me because that's just not the way I want to be projected.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to carry my own weight. But then too, pride, they say, pride is before the downfall. So, I try to put my pride aside, and, sometimes I do have to ask for help. Sometimes a closed mouth does not get fed. Okay, so sometimes I do rely on the public or certain individuals to help me out, and I do whatever I can to repay them. If it's just do some work, wash their car, paint a room, anything, do electrical work, whatever I can do that I have knowledge of.
And speaking about that, somebody, tell everybody who you met on Mother's Day and what happened to you on Sunday Mother's Day.
Okay, well, Sunday Mother's Day, it was very, very warm in Florida. It was very hot, and I was coming from the river, and I stopped at 7-Eleven they have the 99-cent fountain drinks, and
Was that the one on Garden Street?
That's the one on Garden Street, and Garden Street in Hopkins, which the owner happens to be a veteran himself. But anyway, I stopped there to get a drink, and I was just sitting outside, and a young lady got out her SUV with her son. And her son took to me immediately, and we started playing and, laughing and joking. So she went inside the store and came back out, and we still laughing and joking. And she asked me, she said, "Are you homeless?" And I said, yes, I'm homeless. So it's something I'm not proud of, but yes, I am homeless. And she said, well, you know what? I would like to do something for you. So she gave me a monetary donation, and which monetary donations for homeless people are not always used for drugs and alcohol. I want you guys to know that.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Now, this monetary donation that she gave me, we sat and we talked, we prayed. I talked to her for about an hour, okay? And she decided she wanted to take a picture with me. And I mean, it startled me because most people, when they see you panhandling or they see you saying, hey, could you please help someone in need, they automatically look at you as a scourge of the earth. They look down at you, and if they do help you, they help you with a running hand. They help you and then they're running away. But this lady actually took the time to talk to me and hear my story, hear what was going on with me, and she decided to put me on Facebook, put our picture on Facebook. I never asked her for a dime, though. At that time, I didn't ask her for anything. I just was playing with her son, and you know, I told her, I said, "Happy Mother's Day. You know, you have a wonderful, happy Mother's Day." And she said, "Well, thank you. I'm having a great Mother's Day so far." And one thing led to another, and that's what happened.
So they've given you a little bit of a job, more or less, kind of, sorta.
Well,
what's going on with that?
Well, what they did for me was they actually took donations from certain individuals. I don't know where or whom. I don't get into that. And she came to me, or one guy was named John, and the other lady is named Kaylee. And Kaylee was the lady I met on Mother's Day. So they got together and they got a donation for me to stay in a house for a week. The rent is $60 a week, and they put up the first $60 for me to get off the street for 1 week. Now, prior to that, I was walking through downtown Titusville, and I was just walking, and the bar owner was outside at night. He just happened to be outside at night, and I asked him, I said, "Do you know who owns the bar?" And he said, "Oh, I do." And I said, "Well, listen, sir, I'm a homeless veteran. Is there anything that I could possibly do around here to, you know, gain some funds or, you know, some financial help? And because I just don't want to ask you for no money, is there anything I could do?" He said, "Yeah, sure. I'll let you sweep up a couple nights a week or whatever I need you. I'll let you sweep up and we'll help you out." And that's Dave's Bar in Titusville. I want to put that plug in for him because he's a wonderful guy. He really is.
Right, and Dave contacted me.
Right, Dave was the one that contacted you. He has a lot of military friends, Blackwater friends, guys that, you know, if they tell you what they did, they have to kill you. Those type of guys. But he's a very, very wonderful soul. He is, he's an inspiration because he is the kind of boss that's hands-on with you. You know what I mean? He does not look at me. He doesn't look down at me. He treats me as an equal, and he's just a wonderful man to work for. It's a wonderful establishment. If you ever have the time, I don't drink, but if you ever have the time and you're a sociable drinker, go into Dave's, and Dave's will make you feel at home, man. Make you feel real good.
So tell me, what are some of the other obstacles you're having to being able to get employment and housing and stuff like that? Have you had any kind of run-ins with the law?
Well, yeah, I mean, being a homeless and being around nefarious people sometimes that you really don't know because of you just coming into the area and you don't know what their background is. But when you stop and talk to them, everybody puts on a pleasant facade, so you never know what a person's background is or whatever, and you run into different things, and the law here is there's zero tolerance, and this being a state that is mostly financed by prisons and tourisms, yes. There's not, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of zero tolerance being put in effect. So right. No matter what, you're always looked at and always, finger pointed at you or whatever. So
what are some of the things that you need the most right now? How are you doing on clothes?
Well,
do you need clothing?
Yeah.
What's your number one need? What are you struggling with?
Well, you know what? I found a dwelling to stay in for
the week.
For the week, exactly, and it has allowed me to basically come to some sort of peace of mind, just a little bit. But what I want most of all is I just want my dignity and my pride back. I just want to be able to pull my own weight, be a productive citizen in society again. I do need clothes, I do need food, I do need monetary things to help me get toiletries and other things like that, get back and forth, and just feel good about myself again, and step towards a direction in life, whatever God points me into, whatever direction it is, because I try to step out on faith, because that's the best way for me, is to step out on faith, because I believe in God. I put Him first in my life.
And let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about your faith.
Okay.
What's your experience? Do you have a denomination? Do you have a home church?
Well, I grew up in Detroit, and I grew up in a missionary Baptist church. Reverend C.L. Franklin was the pastor, Aretha Franklin's father. So I grew up in the kind of church where we rocked, and you know, we got the Holy Ghost, and you know, all of that. But throughout my years of life and travel, I've learned to go to different churches. I went to Lutheran churches. I went to Catholic churches. I even tried Jehovah's Witness church one time. You know, I really, when it comes to faith, I mean, when it comes to religion in itself, there's one God only to me. I don't, you know, and one Son. So, you know, whatever religion or faith you want to call it, that's just a label that you put on it.
Right.
But I've been through all of them, and you know, I've been to Catholic churches and everything. I actually started out at St. Teresa's here in Titusville, and you know, due to my injuries, you know, that standing and bending kind of got to me. So you know, I frequent churches. I go to a church sometimes. They have a park down here in Titusville, and they have a service on Sunday, and after service they feed you and things like of that nature, and you have a good time. It's a great group of people. Most of them are homeless, and so it's a wonderful thing to experience. You know, the joy of God, no matter what your situation is. You know, you got some people who have homes, jobs, and whatever, and they go to the church, and you got people who are homeless, and they go, and we all get the same joy of the Lord. So, you know, it's non-discriminative. So
being homeless, you haven't given up on God?
No.
You don't think God has forgotten about you?
No. See, here's the thing: if you truly believe, and you truly went to church, and you truly know anything about God's word, you know of a man called Job. Okay, and Job was a faithful servant of God, and the story of it real quickly is the devil came to God and said, listen, if you strip Job of everything, I bet he will, you know, not worship you anymore. He'll turn to, you know, my ways. And God said, well, okay, I'll allow you to take these things from Job. And he took Job's home, wife, kids, everything, all business, all everything, festered him with boils and all this stuff, and never once did Job curse God. Okay, he kept the faith, he kept his love for the Lord, and it made him better, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It builds character. Okay, and then when after this went on for so long, God said, okay, my son has suffered enough. Then God restored Job tenfold, hundredfold, however the story goes. I mean,
so you're looking to be restored.
Well,
better than you were before.
You know what? What I'm going through will temper me so that when I do get the things that I need in life, I won't throw them away. I'll keep praising God, because I've had BMWs, I've had Mercedes and all that stuff at one point in my life, but you know what? I put those things before God. Okay, I worship those things. I was like, oh man, I gotta run to work. I gotta pay for that BMW. I gotta wash that car today. It's gotta look good. I gotta put gas in it. Oh, I gotta put my beautiful wife in it. And I put all those things before God, and so God is a jealous God, bro. And what He said was, listen, I need you to come back to me, because I grew up in the church and I lost sight of all of that. I lost sight of thanking Him and praising Him. So therefore, He wanted His child to come back to Him, and He did whatever necessary for me to come back to Him. And that's how I look at it. Okay, it may not be the exact thing that He did, but that's how I see it, you know, and it has brought me back to Him. You know, I love Him. I don't worry about when I wake up in the morning. I don't worry about how am I going to eat today. I don't worry about, you know, I do have a nicotine habit. I don't worry about how I'm going to smoke. I don't worry about those things. I let go and let God. See, a lot of people, they have problems and they want to take their luggage to God, and they say, I'm bringing my luggage to you, God, but then they still worry about that problem, so they truly not releasing that luggage. I just don't worry about it. I don't worry about it, and whatever happens, happens, because I know He will sustain me. I know I have a protective hedge upon me, because I pray for that hedge, and I ask Him for that each and every day. So I really don't worry. I mean, you know,
Oh, it's great that you have that faith to keep you through. So, you know, if any of your family members, you're watching this right now, your children, is there anything you'd like to say to them? Is there anything you'd like them to know?
Well, yeah. First and foremost, I'd like you guys to know I love you. I'm very, very proud of what you've become, the citizens and the young men and women that you are today. Has given me a joy in my heart that is unsurmountable. Don't worry about Dad. I've always been a survivor. I've always made a way. I made a way for you guys. You guys had a good life. And what I'm going through right now is something that is probably needed in my life, because I took my eyes off of the Lord. And this is something I don't want you guys to do. I want you guys to keep your eyes on God. When they say keep your eyes on the prize, well, the prize is actually the Lord. If you keep your eyes on Him and try to live and walk like Jesus, which is very, very hard to do now. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But if you get up every day and you actually try to do that, nothing beats a failure but a try. So if you try that every day, you will soon become like Him, and you will soon be someone caring, giving, and loving, and all the things God needs you to be, and therefore you will have a good life, and you will continue to do good as you are doing now. I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. But believe me, Dad's okay. Dad's going to be all right.
Well, listen, Jerome, I really appreciate you spending some time with us, letting us get to know you, and I wish you all the best. And remember, guys, please subscribe to my channel. It makes it a lot easier for me to be able to bring these stories to you. It'll let me open up some options for me on YouTube, and like I said, to bring more stories like Jerome's to you. Just remember, if you guys do like my stories, you guys can reach me on Facebook and send me a message anytime if you have any help, if you have any clothing or jobs or anything else or information to pass on to help Jerome in his situation. Please don't hesitate to send me a message. And I appreciate you guys watching, and thanks, and I'll see you next time.
God bless. Godspeed. Thank you.